gets healthy and what Georgia has to say. But there, let's see, Georgia's off all the way till January 1st. So, you know, I don't know enough about that, whether he can be ready by
You can't
by
diagnose
New
a
Year's Day.
UCL. You're telling me that? Yeah, I couldn't.
I'm telling
either.
you, I would be guessing, but I'm just saying they have the edge of the bye and the edge of not playing until January 1, and that's even in the late game at 8:45 Central, 7:45 our time that day. So I was just looking at the schedule here. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Hard to say. So, but I got to believe the national champion's probably going to come out of somewhere in uh, that group of 4 teams that have the bye, and I think Oregon and Georgia would be where you'd look at first.
All
All right, that's the Pradco Pyramid of Power. Bruce, what's on the schedule today in the Big Apple for you guys?
Well, we're going to run over to Tiffany and Company for a little visit, and then we're going to make our way to Arkansas, I guess, alumni party at a pub near Madison Square Garden for about half an hour. Then, unlike you, I'm wanting to be there about 5:30 to watch Tennessee beat Miami, and then we're going to be there probably till about midnight. It's one of the rare games where YM's an Arkansas fan, I'm a Tennessee fan, and we can actually root for each other, and we could actually both be happy after this game.
There you go. All right, so holiday time stocking stuffers, perfect fit right in the stocking is Bobby Garland Baby Shad, a Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. Those fit perfect for the stocking stuffer for the angler on your shopping list.
No doubt. Get your Booyah Pad Crashers, too. You can get them at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, and if you just want to shop online, you can go to lurenet.com, and there's over 8,500 fishing lure choices on lurenet.com.
All right, I'll meet you up later. Ty said he'd Venmo us a few hundred to eat some lunch, that he's going to buy our lunch today, so I'll be sure and drop you a pin so Ty can buy our lunch. So,
well, that's much appreciated. And, Tommy, I don't know if you've got taken any plays yet, but you need to see The Outsiders. Recommend A Wonderful World. We've got to take those in the past few days.
All right, that sounds good. Well, Bruce, maybe I'll see you on the streets, and if not, I'll talk to you next week.
All right, I'm sure we'll see you at Madison Square Garden tonight, Tommy.
Sure we will. All right, Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing, both of us here in the Big Apple. Ty, tonight's the night. Going to be a long day for everyone here in New York City, getting ready for 2 big games tonight at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I'm fired up just to go there. Yeah, I'm just fired up to go to Madison Square Garden.
It's the Mecca. And Arkansas and Michigan's got some basketball history. You think about 94, the Elite Eight game. We'll get into some of that coming up in a little bit. You think about and. I'm gonna date myself a little bit because I wasn't around at the time, but like those were 2 of the like cool teams back in the 90s. Arkansas was in that same category. Jalen Rose even talked about this. Musselman talked about he wanted some Arkansas basketball shorts when he was walking around in the 90s and stuff. So you got 2 big brands in MSG, the biggest basketball brand of them all. Tommy, I'm envious that you're going to get to take it in tonight. I'll let you go, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll check in a little bit.
I'll check in with you next hour from Times Square. That's the plan.
All right, awesome. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by our friends at the Inn at the Mill. I know Arkansas is not in town this weekend. They're going to be actually in the Rock in Little Rock after they leave MSG. But there's several big college basketball weekends coming up to Fayetteville, Arkansas, inside of Bud Walton Arena. And if you need a place to stay, you can do so at the Inn at the Mill, right on the Johnson exit on I-49. So whether it's coming in town for a basketball game, maybe it's a baseball weekend here in a few months, concert at the end, business travel, or just a weekend away. Tommy's enjoying a weekend away. Well, there's a great weekend away right here in Northwest Arkansas. Give them a call, 479-443-1800, or visit theinnatthemill.com. Innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. Your hog update coming up next. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Coverage is presented by Futrall Marine, your duckboat authority, proudly powered by Tohatsu Outboards. Tohatsu Outboards, feel the wind. Log on to futrallmarine.com. And by Mock Legal Solutions, now in Fort Smith and Sallisaw, Oklahoma. Quality legal services for a low, flat cost. Call Jackie Mock at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it.
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess, a couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
Here's the final entry into the Final Four, the Arkansas Razorbacks.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Swing into savings this Christmas at the Golf Nut with these unbeatable offers. Strixon ZX irons, up to $200 off, and Strixon golf balls. Buy 2 dozen, get 1 dozen free. Lessons are always a great idea for your golfer. Contact Matt Brooks to set up an appointment. From top-of-the-line equipment to stylish apparel, the Golf Nut has the perfect gift. Give the gift of a better game this Christmas at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Shop now and make this season a hole-in-one.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
At the beginning of the program this morning, we played the ending to the 94 Elite Eight game between Arkansas and Michigan. If you remember the setup of Jim Nantz and Billy Packer.
Seed in the Midwest, Arkansas about to challenge the number 3 seed Michigan. Billy Packer, this place is buzzing with excitement right now.
Well, it really is, Jim. 2 of the premier teams in the United States. I mean, this is really the marquee of the regionals right now as far as the matchup and anticipation among these 2 clubs.
You think about some of the teams that Arkansas had to beat, and coaches, I should say, that they had to beat on the way to national championships. Michigan, Coach Fisher. 95, you had to beat North Carolina. You had to beat Lute Olson in Arizona. I mean, Coach Nolan Richardson in that time span, not just of 94, 95, but also 90s, well, they went through a gauntlet of the NCAA tournament. It was pretty remarkable. Now, neither team tonight has the same firepower as, say, they did in 1994, but cool tie-in. I know a lot of Arkansas fans remember that game against Michigan back in 1994. Football-wise, it's more negative news than positive news. There's been a lot of transfer portal stuff with Arkansas lately. Curious if Patrick Kudus and Jalen Braxton end up at Ole Miss. You've got Tykees Crawford, Tevin Metcalf, and more importantly, TJ Metcalf have hit the transfer portal lately, and Selman Bridges as well. Some of these names sound familiar. You didn't really see much of Tykees Crawford, Tevis Metcalf, or Selman Bridges. Selman was just a freshman, as was Tevin. But TJ, he was the kid that the coaches talked about the most in the offseason. It seemed like they couldn't say enough good things about TJ, and now, unfortunately, he's at the transfer portal. Don't know if you could sway him to come back in, but that's what Arkansas's coaching staff is having to deal with right now. 8 o'clock is tip-off. Okay, air quotes, tip-off tonight. The first game begins at 5:30 between Tennessee and Miami. There's supposed to be 30 minutes between the Tennessee and Miami game and the Arkansas and Michigan game. We'll see if it plays out or it starts directly at 8 o'clock on ESPN or if it's later on tonight after that. But luckily the game gets started 2.5 hours earlier instead of just 2. There would be no way to crunch that. All right, that is your – actually, one more thing. I want to give a congratulations to Ava Tankersley, Arkansas soccer player, named first-team All-American by the United Soccer coaches, 12 goals and 9 assists this season. Arkansas eliminated in the Sweet 16, but wanted to congratulate her and that honor that she was awarded this week. That is your Hog Update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We played that cut from Kenny Dillingham earlier in the program talking about, like, there are guys that have entered the transfer portal for Arizona State that he's allowing back in. I want to jump back into that coming up in just a bit. Also, Madison Square Garden, maybe where it ranks in basketball arenas, I think it's number 1, but we can talk about the crazy history that has come out of that place. But for now, I want to talk a little Christmas here this morning with our friend David Rath and Rath Mitsubishi. David, what do we have set up right now currently in Rath Mitsubishi? I've got a battery-powered Christmas tree that my aunt gave me. That's the only Christmas decoration, plus my ornament from Mock Legal Solutions. Do you have anything that you've got set up in the dealership right now?
Yeah, we put a little effort in, man. I mean, we got we got a tree up and, a few decorations here and there. Probably not as probably didn't go as all out as we might could have, but we're trying to keep it a little bit festive at least.
There you go. Well, man, I got a kick out of one of your Facebook posts the other day talking about a smoke detector at your house going off at like 3 a.m. I've got one really close to it's in my room, so I'm kind of scared now that it's going to go off. But I know sometimes in the car industry, people are putting out smoke screens. They're leading you one way where they want you to go another. It's not really any of that going on at Rath Mitsubishi or Rath Auto Resources.
No, we're trying to be pretty straight up about all that stuff. We make it pretty easy. Our whole team is, a non-commissioned sales team, so you don't really have to worry about a lot of, smoke and mirrors, to kind of use the term you're using there. We put pretty straightforward incentives out there. Mitsubishi's got some great stuff going on their new cars right now. Rates as low as 0.99 for 60 months on Outlanders. We're doing an employee pricing offer, which basically just for selling the new 2025s that have just come out, the new 25 PHEV. We're doing that vehicle at basically like a dealer cost. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can save a few $1,000s there and get like the cutting edge vehicle, just like fresh out of the factory. And then we're doing a holiday cash offer, for everybody on new and pre-owned here at the Mitsu store. They got a couple other incentives they're doing down at the Auto Resources place in Fort Smith as well. So kind of playing around with a couple different ideas there, but it's all real straightforward. We're not trying to mess anybody around. We're just, we care a lot about customer experience, and we're a smaller store, smaller operation, kind of anti-corporate, I guess is a good way to look at it. And we're just trying to carry that whole vibe out throughout everything we do.
It's a legacy thing. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. Stop by and see Larry, and then stop by and see David at Rath Mitsubishi. David, as we get closer, man, a lot of Christmas stuff on our way, and wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas.
You too, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. That's, again, our friend David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi. Also, Tommy's in New York right now, and he's leaving tomorrow, but if there's any last-second recommendations that you have for Tommy and Laura, they've seen the Rockefeller Center. He's been around Times Square. He sent me this collage, this pictures yesterday. What would it be? We got a text earlier in Chuck and Bo about McSorley's. Apparently it's like New York's oldest bar. Looks like a place I would love. But if you have a recommendation for Tommy, send it in 877-377-6963.
Find us on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, the interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
This is former Arkansas Razorback and current OKC Thunder guard Isaiah Joe, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000
on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL, to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
On ES.
Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
We got a few texts that were just sending in about some Brex for Tommy and amongst other things. I want to get to those coming up in just a bit, but for now, we jump into our Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Big C, and for everyone else listening at 877-377-6963, which is more frustrating, NIL or the transfer portal? Now, I realize they work hand in hand a good chunk of the time. A lot of guys will jump into the transfer portal because of a bigger NIL opportunity. But when you think about Arkansas football, and if you want to say basketball and baseball, if you want to lump all three, I think basketball, you're probably number one in NIL, barring just everyone being wrong about the pile of money that apparently Arkansas has. Baseball, you're probably top 10, maybe in top 5. Football's the most affected because it costs the most. and other programs, other alumnus, other departments per se are willing to invest more. And I say departments, it will be starting next year unless something changes. But which is more frustrating? Is NIL or the transfer portal? Transfer portal is not frustrating to me. Here's why. Players have watched since the dawn of college football coaches leave. And they're just following guys that they're maybe trying to emulate. And some will say, well, no, they're different. It's different. No, that's crap. I just don't agree with that at all. If coaches can get up and leave willy-nilly, then players should too. Now, if you want to structure contracts based on certain guidelines and restrictions in certain years, then that's different. But I don't think there should be those restrictions as long as it's not money-related. If coaches can do it, and I know there's buyout and stuff affected, if you want to put that into player stuff, that's fine. But I don't know if we're getting to that point. So for me, I'm not frustrated by NIL, but I think, Christian, more people are when it comes to if you had to pick one or the other.
Yeah, it's NIL for me. The portal has always been a thing, but we haven't seen it used this much in ever. So NIL obviously is got to be the driving force and why all these players are going into the portal. And the way, I mean, I don't really know what you do. I mean, if you like the idea of having different players on your team every year, I guess it's okay. I mean, there's some kind of excitement about that, but
I get the idea of wanting to get to know a young man from his freshman year to whatever. I saw Danny West put this out. It was like, can we just stop saying I'll be here for the next 3 or 4 years at signing day ceremonies? Because that doesn't happen. It's rare. That's why like Eric Gregory and Hudson Clark, who were both in Fayetteville for 6 years, is so rare to see nowadays. I mean, both those guys were here longer than Pittman's been. And they're the anomalies, not the norm. Ryan says it's the portal for him. He doesn't care if they make any money or not. I think Arkansas could find some success in the portal and we've seen that these last couple of years, but the counter to that is, well, maybe you've lost more than you gained in certain situations. And for JT in Hot Springs, again, text or call us 877-377-6963. Card Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question, which is more frustrating, NIL or the transfer portal? He lumps in NIL, tampering, and the transfer portal kind of all three. You could say both, and that's a combination. And again, they work hand in hand with one another. I don't really have an issue with either of them, to be honest. I think players shouldn't be restricted from leaving, and I think they should make money. We're a capitalist society. Why are we trying to restrict players and the amount of money they can make where that doesn't exist anywhere else? And you say, well, Ty, the NFL has a salary cap. Well, they don't have a restriction on endorsements. So it's like I don't know if it's an apple to oranges argument, but it's hard to parallel exactly with what we have in college sports relative to any other form of business out there in the United States of America. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Speaking of business, they've got a great business. Nate, Christian, two Rogers boys that thought of this idea, a credible indoor golf facility in Northwest Arkansas. It's the best indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. And if you don't believe me, if you live in NWA or you live in the River Valley, you live in Harrison Mountain Home area, and you want to play golf, but it's too cold outside, then stop on by and see them. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Very easy, right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas. When you pay per bay. You don't pay per person, you pay per bay. So maybe you want to play in a corporate event. Maybe you've got a holiday Christmas party. You still haven't figured it out yet. You still haven't planned. Well, then Cart Pass Social is the place to check out. BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Bring your own food. Bring your own drink. You can do it all. CartPassSocial.com. #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Starting the phone calls this morning with Melvin, who's in Harrison. Melvin, what you got for us here on a Bandwagon Tuesday?
Brother, you just got to turn the light bulb on. You know, I didn't see the portal really going to be this big a pain, but NIL, I thought that was supposed to be where you went out and got endorsements, but it didn't really affect. You know, it wasn't play for pay. It was going out, selling a car, or being able to work and make a little bit of money. They have opened up the vault and let everybody go in there and get all they can get out of it, and they're killing college football. Ask me, do I care about the Razorback football team or the Liberty Bowl? Y'all, not y'all. Money and greed has killed it for me. You don't think I'd like to go out and get $1 million job? Wouldn't you? Why are them kids any different from me and you? We have to work to get what we get. And I can't hop around to make money. So all this crap y'all are talking about is crap. Them kids were getting compensated, and most of them were getting paid under the table anyway, and all this is just greed.
It's legal
and,
now, right, Melvin?
It's stealing without the gun. You don't. I don't get it. And why should I be loyal to a football team that the players ain't loyal to it either?
And that is Melvin, that's a very fair question to ask, buddy, because, I mean, I think there's a lot of players. Like, I love TJ Metcalf. I loved his energy. I loved his tenacity. I love he was the guy that everyone was talking about, and now I don't know if I'll ever see him in a Razorback uniform again, man. So I understand it. Loyalty's a two-way street, right?
Yeah, okay, but you got to understand that we all eat, breathe, and no matter what, Razorback through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gone for me. It's totally gone.
Let me ask you, Melvin, let me ask you this, and I always bring this up when it comes to football, and maybe I'll do the same at basketball, and maybe I'll do the same at baseball, because baseball's been short the last 2 years relative to expectations. Do you honestly think you have this same opinion about Arkansas football and NIL if you're on an Ole Miss type of run? Like, if Arkansas, we had that 2021 season, which was awesome. I didn't hear a drop, a single complaint about NIL after they went 9-4. Not a one. But then they went 7-6. Then they went 4-8. Now they're 6-6. And the complaints are rampant. And I kind of expected that. But do you honestly think you would have the same opinion if in 3 of the last 4 years they had won 9 or 10 games? Because I don't think you would. I can't predict the future. I'm just telling you I don't think you would.
Me, sir, I'm going to tell you now, I'm different from all the other people you talk about. I ain't got no difference. It doesn't change. Money going to those college kids is wrong, in my opinion. All the other kids, you included, that went up there, did you get a check to go to school?
Yeah, I got scholarship. I got scholarship money that I earned, yes.
You earned scholarship. Why did they have to put icing on the cake they already got? Do you know that them athletes up there, they live better than me and you, got better health care, got everything in the world they want, except they wanted to cry because they didn't have money. Now they got everything in the world and money.
Let's clarify something, Melvin. So, being a student athlete on any campus in Division I prior to NIL, you weren't really allowed to work jobs. You couldn't earn money. You couldn't even earn money for signing autographs or anything like that. So while they are elevated in some ways, I'll completely agree with you, knowing what the athlete dorms were compared to where I lived at Yoakum Hall, knowing the food they got relative to what I got, they also had restrictions that as a regular student at the U of A or anywhere else on campus, I don't have. So those are gone now, but prior to we have to mention the pros and the cons. People just want to talk about the pros. There were a lot of cons too, Melvin.
You'll never get me to go along with.
And listen, there's a lot of people, Melvin, that we appreciate your call this morning, 877-377-6963. There's a lot of people, Melvin, that feel the exact same way you do, and I don't blame you. And back to the loyalty thing. Like, it is, if I was an Arkansas Edge member and I contributed and I specifically wanted the money to go to a certain player that I liked or I thought was productive and that he bolted after the season or before the bowl game, I would be frustrated. And that's if you're the head, I know that Chris Brower's not the head anymore. Someone's going to have to help me out on who that is. But if you're the head of that, like, what do you tell the people that are contributing after they spent their hard-earned money to help out this kid and to get him on campus and to keep him here in Fayetteville, and he jumped ship? That's a tough ask. Joe's in Fort Smith. Joe, you got about a minute, man. Fire away. Joe. Joe, are you there? All right, Joe, try and call back. Brinson Cersei. Brent, got about 30 seconds, man. Go ahead.
Can I just hold him?
Sure.
And have a little bit longer?
Yeah, we'll put you on hold. And don't do that often, but just for you, Brent, we can do that. Hey, if you want to jump in, if you got a thought like Melvin did, if you disagree with me, that's welcome. Tom Murphy's going to be with us coming up in about 8 minutes. We'll get his thoughts on the Arkansas transfer portal. Not additions, but subtractions, unfortunately. This morning, we're brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They've got 25 locations across the natural state. You can always check them out online at myaglender.com or stop by one of those 25 locations. Start on building more family memories, whether you want to spruce up your existing home or build a brand new one. You can do so with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. And if you have a home, and it's in need of a good fence, or maybe you need one to get repaired, whether it's commercially or residential at your house, you can call Sean at the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. Listen, Sean's such a dedicated, not just employee, but owner. He had to bail on Fence Man Friday last week to help out a customer. That's the type of guy that Sean is. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Brent, hang on. We'll get to you. We'll also chat with Tom Murphy on the other side. Bandwagon Tuesday. We'll check in with Tommy in New York also in hour 2.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Truett Tollett with WT Equipment in Springfield. As the year ends, we're motivated to move inventory and meet all your equipment needs. Take advantage of year-end pricing on New Holland, Bobcat, Hustler, Steel, and more across our 8 locations in Arkansas and Louisiana. Stop by for a cup of coffee or visit us online at WTEquip.com. Thank you for your business, and we wish you a Merry Christmas, a safe New Year, and a prosperous 2025.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Are you ready to ride like a rock star? Then contact Luxury Limousines. Their 28-foot stretch limousines set up to 8 people. Once you're inside, enjoy superior sound, enhanced lighting, ice-cold AC, plus your own chauffeur to take you anywhere. College games, concerts, special events, and the upcoming Christmas holiday light tour. Just go to Facebook and like Luxury Limousine. Serving Fort Smith and all of Northwest Arkansas. Luxury Limousines.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at precisiondoornwa.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday buy one, get one personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness, Rye Hill.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the cloud cover. High temperatures today right on the mid-40s north, mid-50s south. A decrease in any cloud cover tonight. An overnight low will drop down in the upper 20s to low 30s. We're back to sunshine Wednesday, a high low 40s north, right around 50 south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I would just say I'm not set for the priesthood or taking one of those vows. I just don't know how they do it.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
For the Arkansas Razorbacks.
This is The Morning Rush.
Rambling out of the Wild West, leaving the towns I love the best. Thought I'd seen some ups and downs till I come into New York town.
All right, Christian. Trivia question. Who is this singing right now? You can turn back up if you want to listen to it a little bit. Or anyone for that matter. 877-377-6963. Might be better to text it. Who is this singing? Turn up a little bit more.
Somebody can freeze right to the bone.
Any guesses?
No.
That would be Mr. Bob Dylan. Talking New York. Tom is in New York. We're going to check in with him about 30 minutes or so. Tom Murphy along with us as well as we continue on hour number 2. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by our friends at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. I wonder if Chris and Lee J are RVing up to New Newark as we speak. Wouldn't surprise me. Well, if you want to stop in and see him, you can do so at Wheels RV, 5 miles west off exit 72 in Springdale. Whether you're looking for a Brinkley, Grand Design, Forest River, they're going to have it for you. And every single new RV that they sell comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence with Wheels RV. Again, it's the best RV dealer year after year. Don't believe me? Stop in and see him. Chris, Lee J, will show you why they're the best RV dealer, not just in Northwest Arkansas, but in all of Arkansas. Brendan Searcy's been patiently waiting through the break. Brendan, I'm assuming you wanted to continue on that NIL discussion we were having in hour one.
Hey, yes, sir, Ty. But I must say the thing that's most discouraging to me is the transfer portal, because there's no limits to how many times someone can enter. You could enter. You've got a 5-year college career. You could enter every year.
Well, let's clarify that. So as an undergraduate, you can enter once before you hit your graduate hours. And once you become a graduate transfer, then you can enter as much as you want. So there are guys that have entered it 3, 4. I don't know if there's a guy that's done it 5 times, but at least initially as an undergrad, you can only do it once, Brent.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me. I appreciate it. But my question about NIL, I'm just going to put this out there. Selman Bridges, he didn't play this year. How does he know? We don't have any tape on him. How does he know what he can get on the NIL market?
Oh, there's rampant tampering going on. Oh, it's unbelievable. You see, if you see this happen in the National Football League or Major League Baseball or the NBA, it's reported. There are fines levied, but if it happens in college, you don't even get like a slap on the wrist. Like, for example, let me just go with Arkansas. There's a couple guys that have hit the portal, right? And like Nico Davier, Luke Haas, Jalen Braxton, Patrick Kudus. Well, there are reports that are linking them to Ole Miss potentially. You're going to tell me they just all 4 got together and were like, hey, let's go check out Lane Kiffin. Now, again, maybe that happened, but I'm going to guess that either players on Ole Miss, coaching staff members on Ole Miss, and this is just a guess, I'm not saying it's fact, or maybe Lane Kiffin himself had something to do with that.
Seems like they're specifically targeting Arkansas
They are
players.
using Arkansas. If they end up signing, like you got Pooh Paul last year that ended up going there. If they get 2, 3, even all 4 of these guys, they're just using you as a farm system.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating, Ty.
Oh, it should be. Yeah. And it could be a money thing. Maybe these guys don't like where the football team's headed, even though you won 2 more games last year, but you got a right to be mad. I mean, when you think about Ole Miss, you think about Archie Manning, you think about Eli Manning, and then Lane Kiffin, and is it John Vaught or it's not John Vaught, Jimmy Vaught, or Vaught Hemingway, whatever. It's John Vaught. Help me on that. That's a Clay Henry question. You go back when their legendary
Hemingway
coach.
Stadium.
Yeah, it's Vaught Hemingway
Johnny
Stadium.
Vaught.
Yeah, Johnny Vaught. I said Jim Vaught. It's Johnny Vaught. But like that's who you think of. Arkansas has, at least in the past, more of history, but Johnny come lately, Lane Kiffin, his teams have won at least 9 games in the last 3 or 4 years, might even be in the last 4 years. That's all kids care about now.
What can history doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly, Christian. 100% agree.
And I'm going to leave you with this.
Okay.
Arkansas got burned by the NIL deals that we made 2 years ago with KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders. Then KJ goes to Central Florida. They get burned. Central Florida goes through 2 quarterbacks after they made the switch to KJ. But Rocket Sanders, he got healthy, and kudos to him for having a great year at South Carolina. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for your time.
You got it, Brent. Joe's in Fort Smith. Joe, do we have you this time?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I'll make this quick.
All right.
I like NIL. I think it's a good equalizer, or it can be a good equalizer if Yurichek would use it properly. What I mean by that, we have Sam Pittman as our head coach. Sam Pittman does not excite anyone. I mean, he just doesn't exude excitement. I don't know of anyone that I talk sports all the time. No one likes Sam Pittman as a head coach. I think are you just talking about like just his current job? Is that what you're saying? Correct. Not
as a person.
Yeah,
you're just talking about.
Everyone thinks he's a nice guy. No one thinks he should be our head coach. I mean, I've not spoken to one person and I talk to probably 8 people a day. So there's that. But if we get the right coach, like Ole Miss has Lane Kiffin, Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. Plus, they support 2 SEC teams, and yet they have all the NIL money that they need, right? So Arkansas is a wealthier state, not a whole lot wealthier, but the University of Arkansas is in one of the richest parts in the whole country. Northwest Arkansas is one of the most well-to-do parts in the whole country, and the U of A is right there. Plus, we don't have any other SEC teams. But Juracek keeps Pittman, which prevents us from getting a lot of NIL donations. Think it had NIL been a part of when Petrino was at Arkansas, I don't think we would be having this discussion at all. And we're certainly willing to pay for John Calipari NIL. So I know football is obviously costs more, but people as a whole, people care much more about college football than college basketball.
Yeah, Joe,
so I think if you're
on Cal, it seems like based on what's been said, it's too rich, if you want to call it benefactors, and John Tyson, Warren Stevens have covered the majority, if not almost all of what it took to get Cal here. Now, Tyson has said on record that he's not donating to NIL, so I don't know where that money's coming from. But to fund a college basketball team versus a college football team is night and day. And maybe the athletics department feels like that they have a much better opportunity to excel in basketball rather than football just because it's, quote unquote, more cost effective.
No, I get it, but how does Ole Miss do it? I mean, how does the state of
Because there is
have
complete.
2 SEC teams?
Here's why. It's very simple. There is a complete syncrecy between Keith Carter, Perryville's finest, athletic director at Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin, and the big-time boosters and that fan base. Now, they ultimately failed at their goal this year, which was to make the college football playoff. So even with one of the highest, and I'm just guessing, but it's pretty obvious based on transfer portal numbers, one of the highest NIL budgets in the country, they still fell short of their goal, which was to make the college football playoff. So it's not just like, hey, you spend this money, it works. But there's no question, like, not everyone believes that Sam Pittman is the right head coach for Arkansas. Now, there are probably some guys and gals in Oxford that aren't completely sure that Kiffin's going to get to them where they ultimately want to be. But I would guess the situation there in terms of belief is far greater than what it is here in Arkansas. That's why. Because there is
That's my point, yeah. If we had a coach that brought hope, there's no reason that. But they have Lane Kiffin and we have Sam Pittman.
Well, here's what I would also add to that, Joe. And we're going to have to end this prematurely because Tom's about to join us. But I don't know if even Arkansas has the money to let go of Sam Pittman. Like, if that's what you want, if that's what you and your 8 buddies a day want, which I don't blame you for that. Like, the frustration at times has been brutal. These one-score losses have been brutal. But I don't even know, Joe, if they have enough money in the, air quote, piggy bank to get that done. They're struggling in NIL. I would think that. Now, maybe one big donor's like, enough is enough. And just says, you know what, cut the cord, let's get going. But I don't know. Money seems to be an issue right now for the Arkansas Athletics Department, just from my vantage point, which Tommy's way better at the financial side of things, but that's more of a guess on my part. All right, let's talk with our friend, Tom Murphy.
But I was standing right there in the post game when some Ole Miss guys were coming up to congratulate or whatever, whatever you do post game, shake hands, whatever. And I just heard them saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna dap them up."
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Tom, the transfer portal has been a question. NIL, we've kind of been talking about this morning as we welcome you in here on a Tuesday. Reports out there right now that Jalen Braxton, Nico Davier, Luke Haz, and then Patrick Kudus, Memphis native, all might be taking a look towards Oxford, Mississippi, Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin. What do you think about not just the guys that have entered the portal, but the possibility of then ending up at other SEC schools?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I've seen that too, and it's it's disappointing if you're a Razorback fan that some of your best talent, some of your starters, could follow Pooh Paul. That was a little bit of a groundbreaker to go from a division rival to the other, and Pooh had a pretty good year. A really good year. And I just heard the call that you guys had, and it's fascinating conversation about where Arkansas is financially, behind other schools in NIL, and then just in their basic overall war chest that it's not financially responsible. I think it might be the best way to put it, to make a complete regime change right now. So there's a lot of frustration among the fans. Arkansas's got all these guys in the portal, guys that you thought might be, stick with the deal. But obviously for someone like Luke has, wasn't targeted early in the season, and he was later, but maybe he feels like, A, he can be a more vital part of an offense somewhere, and B, make more money doing it. It's hard to turn that down. So I get it. A lot of frustration, and Arkansas seems to have some of the higher numbers among all the schools in the portal right now.
Our conversation with Tom Murphy, always brought to you by our friends at the Arkansas Beef Council. We'll tell you more about them coming up. But Tom, on the quote-unquote war chest, am I on to something? Like, do you think NIL seems to be a struggle, but what do you think overall? Athletics department, Razorback Foundation, it all seems to be lumped into one when it comes to having this discussion. Where do you think the university's finances are with the athletics department right now?
Well, I've just heard various folks talk about how, the revenues last year were 175 million, and they spent, very close to that, and so I don't know if they're well positioned to make a major deal like the Jimbo buyout. They couldn't do anything like that.
No.
And so it's just a tough situation, and do they need to get more donors and more NIL money? Yeah, they do if they're going to compete. And I agree with you that basketball is a little bit easier. They have a massive NIL budget for basketball, and some think maybe the most in the country, but it's a different beast than trying to fund an entire football team. And so, they were competitive some games, beat Tennessee, but the one-loss games or the one-score losses are the real frustration for so many fans. And then I would think that players going into the portal right now is some kind of combination of playing time, relationships among the players and staff, and then NIL. There's all these factors now that weigh in to why someone would do that. So. Yeah, it is a rough time if you're a UA football fan to think, where's the bright spot? Where's the silver lining? Well, the class, there's some, it sounds to me like some players in this class, but yet it was still ranked, 14th among SEC schools. That's a big number of freshmen to be bringing in. So maybe they just have to, Sam says he wants to go player for player in the portal. So that means bringing in a pretty strong number of players from the portal to go along with a class, and maybe they just need to start biting the bullet and playing more freshmen, more playing time, like a Bradley Shaw or like a Jalen Braxton last year, or Selman Bridges this year. Just bite the bullet, play them more often. I don't know what the ultimate solution is, but you got to be able to retain players better than what they have the last 2 years.
Tom Murphy writes for Whole Hog Sports in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. He joins us every single Tuesday around 10 o'clock. Tom, when you think about the upcoming Liberty Bowl, I know that a question that a lot of fans are mulling over if they live in the central or eastern part of our state is like, who am I going to see play? We're seeing guys enter the portal daily. That seems to be the biggest question for fans contemplating going or not, is like, what kind of team am I going to watch Friday night on December the 27th?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think Sam stated the number 9 starters were not there for the Liberty Bowl 2 years ago. So it's going to be similar to that. I mean, guys like Quincy Rose, Ian Gaffard, you're going to see some younger wide receivers get chance. Jordan Anthony will obviously get more run. And
we got to see,
you go down.
That year, Tom, we got to see Quincy McAdoo, who I know is no longer on the team, but that was where he kept standing out at the end of the season in a game like that, too.
He did. I mean, he had a crunching hit in that game, and then he had the targeting call that was, basically overruled by the SEC office that would have ended the game. Imagine if they had lost that game after a bad targeting call. So, yeah, we're going to see younger guys at so many different positions in defensive backfield, D-line. There's going to be some young guys that will have to get playing time on the O-line, receiving core. Going to be a pretty massive, and then the tight ends too. They'll be low in numbers there. So their pass catchers, the numbers are down for this bowl game.
Tom, what about tonight? Arkansas, Michigan, Madison Square Garden. Tommy's there. There's a few other Razorback fans. I say a few other. It sounds like, according to Chuck, there's a decent amount of Arkansas fans that have made the trip. This was a great Elite Eight game back in 1994. They played a few times since. What's your kind of read on tonight's game at 8 o'clock on ESPN?
Yeah, I got a lot of takes. First of all, they got to defend 2 7-footers, and they're not big-time scorers. They're solid, but just in the pick and roll game, they're good at it. They rebound. So, Arkansas's got a lot to defend. It's a veteran, and it's a very tall Michigan team. So Arkansas, the second half of the Miami game, they had a certain offensive flow, and I thought, okay, they're starting to get it. But then the first half of San Antonio, it would just look lethargic. It looks like people are tentative, and so to get that rhythm going, where players know where their teammates are, where they're driving hard to the hole. Maybe we'll see more of that. They're going to need it. This is a tough game, and like Cal said the other day after the UTSA game, you look across the SEC, there are some great teams out. You look around and you say, where are you going to get wins? There are so many really good teams in the SEC this year.
Think about the bottom half, at least projected by the media. I mean, Vanderbilt's won a couple Power 4 conference games. Oklahoma won the battle for Atlantis. There's one other team that was picked low that's had a successful season thus far. So, Tom, you're exactly right. It is going to be a brutal upcoming couple months in the Southeastern Conference in basketball. Typically, we think football, but, man, basketball has really elevated itself when it comes to that discussion. Tom Murphy again with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council here this morning. Tom, we saw the college football playoff selection show right before the NFL slate got going at 12. Only 3 SEC teams. Greg Sankey and his staff, if they're looking at that, why the heck are you moving to 9 games if it was so cannibalistic this year? Wouldn't it even be more like that in 2026 if they moved to 9 games?
I think so. I mean, look, I think the committee probably felt it would be a dangerous precedent to leave out SMU, a team that made its championship game, that had 1 loss going into that, over these 3-loss SEC teams. That's what I struggle with my AP vote every week. I was comparing, as the season progressed along, 1-loss SEC teams versus unbeaten Big Ten and so on. 2-loss SEC teams versus 1-loss other conferences. And in the final determination, 3-loss teams, Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina, against 2-loss, SMU and Miami. And I agree with you. Why would the SEC do it to itself, make a 9-game conference schedule when all it's going to do is lead to more losses? Yep. So I don't see them embracing that, and they're going to have to make a decision pretty quick on what that 25 schedule looks like. And I think the order, the actual slate of SEC games for next year is going to come out pretty soon, this week, I believe.
Tom, we'll leave it there. That's news that I did not know. Hopefully that's the case. I'd like to see where those games are set up for next week. Appreciate you joining us this morning. We'll chat a little bit more on Thursday and talk about this game tonight.
Sounds good. See you.
All right, always great stuff from our friend Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Our conversation always brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council on Tuesdays. And on a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthy, most comfortable life possible. For the cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of the baby calves, animal welfare is a top priority. Together, they bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner, funded by the beef farmers and ranchers, courtesy of beefitswhatfordinner.com. Arkansas Beef Council, keeping you fed here in the natural state. All right, so we had a good chunk of calls back on the NIL and transfer portal discussion. If you've got a thought, again, it's frustrating. I am going to be, I don't know if salty, I'm just going to be bummed if I see like Jalen Braxton or Luke Has. I would understand Patrick Kudus being a Memphis kid. Memphis about hour and a half, 2 hours from Oxford, even though I think in an interview that he said Ole Miss was, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the exact quote in front of me. I think he said Ole Miss was like the enemy or something like that. I got to go back and look at that
Makes
quote.
It worse when they sit out all season, whether it be an injury
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever,
the
then they
Jalen Braxton thing was brutal because I kept getting so, well, he might be back this week. That'll bolster Arkansas secondary, and it just never came back. And I think, now I don't have any knowledge on this. This is just, I don't even know if we want to call it an educated guess. I think sometimes like coaches are just put in terrible situations. And listen, these guys are making, like Sam Pittman's making over $6. He doesn't need defending a lot of the times. Like he's getting paid to do what he wants to do. But whether it's him or someone else, it's like this kid tells you one thing and then says another, and you get asked, well, what happened? Like, well, he told me this. Like there's no way to defend what was said to him. If I tell you something, and I'm supposedly supposed to stick to what I do, and then I completely do something else, it's not your fault. You have to deal with the repercussions. You have to deal with the consequences, and that's not necessarily always fair, which is sometimes what some of these coaches have to deal with when it comes to that. But we'll jump back in that. Again, Arkansas, Michigan later on tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll check in with Tommy coming up in just a bit, live from New York City. I think he's going to be in Times Square at the time. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by APAC Arcola. They've got immediate job openings in the Boone, Marion, and Baxter County areas. So if you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, concrete finisher, diesel mechanic, or you have paving or concrete experience, apply today at jobs.crh.com. They offer top pay, a sign-on bonus. Benefits include insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer. What's going on in the SEC? What's going on with Carson Beck? We'll answer that next.
Coverage is presented by Futrell Marine. Futrell Marine has Kawasaki Ridge and Ridge XR side-by-sides, offering peak premium performance that can handle whatever the outdoors throws your way. Gear up at FutrellMarine.com. And by Mock Legal Solutions, now in Fort Smith and Sallisaw, Oklahoma. Quality legal services for a low, flat cost. Call Jackie Mock at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
3 for 3 beyond the arc.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC has got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
Surprisingly, it's warmer in the natural state, specifically in Northwest Arkansas, than it is in New York. I don't think many people would have guessed that if you had to put money on it one way or another here, as Arkansas takes on Michigan later on tonight. It's not the only game tonight. Tennessee takes on Miami. I know our buddy Bruce Dan with Pradco Fishing is really excited about that. So get a chance to see both games. Tommy said he's going to watch the second half of that game in MSG. But those are the two marquee games later on tonight as we get rolling here in your SEC update. We've talked about transfer portal this morning. Looks like Jackson Arnold, according to reports, guys recruiting that follow this sort of thing, could end up in Mississippi State. Jeff Lebby was at Oklahoma, recruited Jackson Arnold to Oklahoma. Sounds like he could wind up going to Mississippi State. We've talked about Nico Davier, Luke Kaz, Jalen Braxton, Patrick Kudus. There are reports that are linking them to their visits or possibly ending up in Ole Miss. We'll see if anything becomes of that. Carson Beck has an injured UCL in his right elbow. Don't expect him to play in this upcoming, I guess it would be quarterfinal game for the Georgia Bulldogs. So I guess Gunnar Stockton, that's who they'll turn to like they did in the SEC championship game. Something to keep an eye on if you're going to bet on Georgia this upcoming season. By the way, The Southeastern Conference in basketball, this was an update that they sent out their game mates, leads the nation with 12 teams ranked inside the top 50 of the net rankings. I know we're months out from talking about net more extensively, but SEC basketball is really good right now. That is your SEC update brought to you by our friends at Burton Pools and Spas. Are you feeling stressed out? Do you need a break? Well, Burton Pools and Spas can help you out with the best-selling hot tubs. Best-selling hot tubs with Burton Pools and Spas. They don't just sell hot tubs. They sell pools. They sell all sorts of things. And now they've got 3 locations. They've had Fort Smith. They've had Springdale for a while. But now they've added a location in Greenland. So if you need a hot tub, pool, whatever the case may be, then Burton Pools and Spas is the place to hook you up with. BurtonPools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They don't just sell hot tubs. They build long-term relationships. Again, located in Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale. Christian, we're an hour and a half in, but we've got to talk about last night.
And picked up by Cincinnati out across the 46.
27-20, the final, as the Dallas Cowboys block a punt and then try to recover it, and then Cincy gets on it. They went 27-20 in Dallas. I don't think Dallas has won a home game all season long. Did you suffer? Did you?
I watched
you did watch it?
But I watched it with a very cautious approach. Like I knew they're not making the playoffs. This game ultimately doesn't mean anything.
So you weren't as invested as you usually are.
No, it was just, okay, if you win, great. If, the way they lost, yeah, that is frustrating. But, I mean, really, it doesn't matter.
It does.
It just doesn't matter. They're not a playoff team. They're not, the Bengals, you can say it doesn't really matter for them either, but it was one of those games where it's just,
whatever.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, staying within the NFL, but we're kind of going to tie this in with college. There's been a couple coaching moves that have happened. Barry Odom ends up at Missouri. I actually really enjoyed his initial speech with the team.
I don't know if you guys are around the rest of this week, but I'll be here and would love. I've got a number of things I'm doing on campus and around the community here, but if you got a chance to stop by the office, I'd love to sit down and visit with you, okay? But then we got to go to work. And I know, I look around the building, it's the first time I've ever been in it. But there's everything here that is built for a successful program and a successful team. And it wasn't that long ago that Purdue was competing and winning championships, and it's our vision and our goal and my mindset that is exactly where we're going to get back to. And we're going to get back there really, really quickly. You guys understand that?
Yes, sir. When has Purdue been competing for championships? Been a while.
Yeah. I guess Brom, they had a decent team under Brom. Outside of Drew Brees, I can't name another Purdue player. So that happened recently. Mike Gundy is staying on at Oklahoma State.
If anybody hasn't read this article, I don't read it. This was brought to me by a mother of children. I think this is worth reading. Let me tell you why I'm talking about this article. 3/4 of this is inaccurate. It's fiction.
Sounds like they're restructuring his contract to make room for some. There's things that are happening there that I'm curious to read more about in Stillwater. This is a guy that's had so much success there, and my aunt's a diehard Oklahoma State fan. She's on the quote unquote Hogville Oklahoma State message boards all the time, and
his team let go of the rope, man.
3-9. They beat Arkansas and they didn't win a game.
They weren't as bad as 3-9.
Yeah, the rest of the season. Last thing on coaches in college football, Belichick to North Carolina. Here's what he said on Sirius XM this week.
I've had some conversations with the chancellor at North Carolina, and so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes.
I think we'll see how it goes. Bill Belichick, 70+ years. I think he's 72. He's either 72 or 73, but would be interesting to see him wind up with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Tell you what else is interesting. WT Equipment. They've got the best deals of the year on all model year 2023 and select 2024 Workmaster and Boomer compact tractors. Right now, you can choose 0% financing for 72 months or take up to $8,500 back in cash back, or for a limited time, get a free loader with your purchase. Harvest the best deals of the year during the Value Bonanza at WT Equipment in Springdale and at our 7 other locations. Offer ends December 31st. Little programming note. Tonight, we're back for Hog Reaction. Derek Ruskin, Matt Jones, Tommy live from New York. He's going to join us momentarily, but make sure you stay tuned for that. I know I'm really excited to see what Arkansas can do against the Michigan Wolverines. We've seen this game before. You got a little, again, it's Madison Square Garden. It's the place for not just it's college basketball tonight, but this is typically where you have, again, the basketball mecca. When we think about the organ playing, this is typically reserved for baseball games, but it fits in MSG. So it's going to be a great one tonight. Can't wait to talk about it on Wednesday. But if you want to listen to Reaction tonight, you can do so. Again, Derek and Matt have it. It's always on Basketball Wise, always brought to you by our friends at Buffington Homes and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. I know that some of you try to figure out Christmas holiday shopping. Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew can always help you at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Every time I look through my closet, I always find something else that I got at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Now, this is owned and operated by Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew, who all went to the University of Arkansas, so they know what it means to be a Razorback fan. Visit their website, shoponrazorback.com, shoponrazorback.com. Anything you need Christmas-wise, whether it's cold gear, dorm room stuff, they have it all at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and I know they're ready for not just basketball season to keep it rocking, but baseball season, which is on our way. We're ready to talk with Tommy. He joins us on the other side. We'll also get into our CJ's Trivia Tuesday next.
And I like that. Wide open spaces, no people. A traffic jam in Wyoming.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Arkansas was awesome to play at, man. Bob Walker Stadium goes off.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. And if you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
What's new and what's on sale at Wheeler Power Sports? Many new bikes, quads, and side-by-sides from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Polaris are arriving weekly. New to the dealership, the Polaris Ranger XD 1500, Kawasaki Ridge with a full cabin, HVAC, and the all-new Brute Force 450. Plus, we have rebates and dealer discounts totaling as much as $6,000 off certain side-by-sides. WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Are you ready to ride like a rock star? Then contact Luxury Limousines. Their 28-foot stretch limousines set up to 8 people. Once you're inside, enjoy superior sound, enhanced lighting, ice-cold AC, plus your own chauffeur to take you anywhere. College games, concerts, special events, and the upcoming Christmas holiday light tours. Just go to Facebook and like Luxury Limousine. Serving Fort Smith and all of Northwest Arkansas. Luxury Limousines.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jazzco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your custom or buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas about to challenge the number 3 seed Michigan. Billy Packer, this place is buzzing with excitement right now.
Well, it really is, Jim. 2 of the premier teams in the United States. I mean, this is really the marquee of the regionals right now as far as the matchup and anticipation among these 2 clubs.
Michigan and Arkansas coming up in just a few minutes.
This is the Morning Rush.
Heard Jim Nance and the late Billy Packer there in anticipation for that 1994 Elite Eight game between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Michigan Wolverines. That is going to be a part of our CJ's trivia question coming up in just a bit. Before we get into that and we check in with Tommy, I want to tell you about our friends at Oaklawn Sports. We've got the college football playoff games ahead. We've got Arkansas, Michigan. Whatever you want to bet on, you can do so at Oaklawn Sports. It's very easy to deposit, whether you have a debit or credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, ACH, on-site cash also at the Oaklawn Sportsbook. Plus, new customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bet. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet in each of your first 10 days for up to $100. Check out all the details on the Oaklawn Sports app. That's Oaklawn Sports, whether it's NHL, golf, basketball, football, you can bet it all with Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. I'm betting that you're having a good time in Times Square as we go to New York now, courtesy of Mock Legal Solutions and also Futrol Marine. Tommy, what is going on in New York City right now?
Well, I just stepped away from a plate of barbecue. We can talk about that in a minute. And I walked down not even half a block. I am standing at the corner of Broadway and 7th in the heart of Times Square. As we speak, look to my right, you see, you just see LED signs everywhere. You see the big one on the far end of what you'll watch. And then to my left, I'm looking up not more than 100 yards is where they're already constructing and have up the 2024 ball that will drop and become 2025 in a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
For New Year's Eve. So they're setting up right now. Across the way is a Raising Cane's, which has a huge presence here at Times Square now, the Hard Rock. And then I saw something that said barbecue. It caught my attention, and me and Laura are eating lunch at a place called Virgil's Barbecue, which isn't more than 75 yards right off Times Square here at 7th and Times. So I mean, this is, I guess some could say this is the catalyst or the nucleus of the modern world here at Times Square in New York City.
Well, game tonight, Michigan, Arkansas, later on at 8 o'clock our time, 9 o'clock your time, at least that's the expectation. We'll see if it's pushed back from that Miami and Michigan game.
It won't be early.
Yeah,
it never starts early.
No, it always seems to be pushed back a little bit. I think that was it's kind of reminisce a little bit about some of these games in years past. I remember the Trey Burt game back in Fayetteville in 2011. You haven't played Michigan, Tommy, in over a decade. You played them in 2012 in Ann Arbor. That was the game before in 2011 in Fayetteville. It's been since 1997 since you've been to Madison Square Garden as an Arkansas Razorback basketball team. I know Cal's been there a bunch, but this is definitely an interesting experience, especially for a bunch of Jersey and New York kids on that roster. This has got to be. There's no better atmosphere for them than later on tonight at 9:00.
I'm sure that was somewhat of a recruiting tool, but something that would interest me if I was being talked to by Cal, and might be a difference maker. So, yeah, I mean, as a kid growing up, I don't care what generation you're from, playing in Madison Square Garden's certainly an attraction when you have that on your schedule. So, no question about it.
So, what is the time in the next few hours before the game tonight look like? I know you've got Italian tonight, but what's in between now and then?
I got what tonight?
I thought you said Italian. You're going to an Italian place.
No, we're going to Korean barbecue, which I'm not really sure what that is. I've looked it up. It's something called Miss Korea barbecue that David's picked out. It's different. I haven't told my wife about it because I'm afraid if she looked at it, we would be changing his plans. But Times Square right now. I'm sure that she's got some other shopping. I've talked to Matt, Steamman Head. He wants to go down to see the 9/11 memorial. So we got some time. Good thing is time's on our side today with the lake tip. So,
well,
I want to get to Central Park. I've seen the edge of Central Park. It's as close as I've got. But I'm gonna tell you, you fly in Sunday. You don't get to your hotel till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get settled after early start. A couple days here, not nearly enough to take it all in. There's so much to do.
It flies by. All right, well, we're going to let you go. I know you got a lot on the plate. We're going to get into our CJ's trivia coming up in just one bit. But
here's a trivia question for you. How much is a quarter rack of ribs in New York City? Quarter rack of ribs, 2 sides.
38.
38. Big C.
45.
25.95, boys.
Dang.
We overshot it. Well,
yep.
You
don't win the Showcase Showdown.
No, we did not. Not at all.
All right. I'll talk to you all maybe tomorrow. We got an early flight back, but I'll catch up with you.
All right. All check-ins with Tommy behind enemy lines, if you want to call it that, are brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. Always appreciate Jackie, even Cement Head. She does great work in Fort Smith and now in Sallisaw, Oklahoma as well. Give Jackie a call at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, a reasonable price. And by Futural Marine. Futural Marine not only has everything you need this holiday season, but they are your duck boat authorities. Proudly powered by Tohatsu Outboards. Tohatsu Outboards, feel the wind. Log on to futuralmarine.com. The hunt starts here. Time for some trivia.
I'm ready for one of them Butcher Boys.
Yeah, CJ.
CJ's Butcher Boy. My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
Now, Doug is a big guy. He couldn't even finish all of his, and I finished all mine.
And he got the number 2, didn't he?
I did too.
Trust me, that is a burger to die for.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
So we mentioned the Fab Five just a little bit ago, and technically it was the Fab Four in 1994. Who was the lone player that did not come back for his sophomore season? Michigan made it all the way to the championship, lost to Montrose in North Carolina in 93. Who was the player that did not return to that Wolverine squad in 1994? 877-377-6963. If you want an opportunity to earn a $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers gift card. One more time. Which player on the 1993 Michigan squad, and it's one of the main guys, I'm not going to pull something out that wouldn't be easy, you should know this, did not return to that 94 team that lost to Arkansas in the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament? Again, 877-377-6963. Do you know that? Don't answer it, Big C, but do you know this off the top of your head? Which the player was not on the following year?
Not definitively, no.
I'm surprised. Wait, this should light up right now. All right. Since we haven't gotten a call yet, he's the one that called a timeout when they didn't have any timeouts.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know exactly who it is.
All right, there we go. Now it's lit up like Christmas trees. Oh, man. I would have thought this was easy. I mean, this is probably the most notable of the 5. I can name, I think, 3 of them off the top of my head, but this should be the one that it should comes to your mind, I think, because he was the most famous of the 5. All right, who we got, Christian?
Greg in Fayetteville.
Greg's in Fayetteville. Greg, what is the answer to our CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers trivia question here on this Tuesday?
Chris Webber.
That is correct. Hold on, we'll get your information off air. Yes, Mr. Chris Webber was the guy that did not come back. So it's what, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy Keene, and I always forget the guy with the glasses. I loved him in the documentary. The Fab 5 documentary is great. That 30 for 30 is fantastic. I linked in a little Christian Laettner. It was awesome. I always forget the final one. And, of course, as Greg just said, Chris Webber was not on that team. Michigan fans will tell you, well, if Chris was on that team, we would have beat y'all in 94. Well, I guess we'll never know. Appreciate everyone joining us today here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. Had some fun this morning. A lot of diverse opinions involving transfer portal. Now there seems to be, I was holding this because I didn't know it was coming out, but there's conflicting reports right now. So Trey Biddy is reporting, and I want to make sure I'm going to go to his account that it's not a fake account. Yes, this is his account. I'm told, I'm reading just verbatim, I'm told Arkansas freshman running back Braylon Russell will enter the transfer portal, per source. Now, a conflicting report from Mason Choate with Arkansas Rivals, just want to double-check his account's real. Arkansas running back Braylon Russell tells Arkansas Rivals he does not plan on entering the transfer portal. Do with that what you will. But that's currently going on in the last 5 or so minutes when it comes to this Arkansas football. That'd be a big loss. I know Arkansas fans love that kid. Been to Arkansas, showcased himself perfectly in that fourth quarter of the Tennessee game. Hopefully, Mason reports right, and he is not planning on entering the portal. Find out. Maybe you'll find out during halftime. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, they take the microphones next. Stay tuned.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop. Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side. Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right? Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess, a couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the interfacegram www.
I think
he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Ho, ho, ho.
Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you